is the city's F&B sector already saturated, or is it somewhere where entrepreneurs could potentially still set up? Now, here to join us to have this conversation is Carlos Frunze. He is the executive chef of Teible, which is located at the Jamil Arts Centre. Carlos, how are you? Fantastic to have you in the studio. I hope you're very well.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm doing really great. How are you today?
Well, I'm good as well, actually. Thank you very much. Neil and I have both had our coffees. We're ready to go. We're prepped for this show, and we're very excited to chat to you as well.
Great.
And we're big fans of Three Phils, so love to, your involvement started there, but way beyond that now. And I think you are probably a demonstration of exactly the question we've been asking, which is when a sector is booming, some entrepreneurs are going to be scared and not want to go in because they think it's too busy. What's your opinion on that?
Oh, well, I'll be honest. I think it's always a space for a new place to be opened. After all, UAE is the growing country, fastest growing country in here. It's the thing. And I think we have a space for new ideas, a space for new concepts. It's just a little bit just need to bring their originality to it. That's probably the most important thing.
So everyone says that, right? When we get people in here, they're going to say, of course, there's a new angle. But the question is actually acting it out. And Jordan, the thing that struck me about a couple of the people that we've got on today is we're going to be talking about the launch of a burger store, the launch of a sweet store, and it always used to be about the ingredients. Remember, we were talking about the price of broccoli 2 weeks ago.
Obsessively.
Now it's a little bit more about what's your Instagram page like, and will the Michelin Guide cover you? So it's more sort of PR and marketing. And I've got to say, Carlos, if the viewers could see you now, they'd be wanting to buy. I think you're the perfect image of a chef. But for you, what are the things that you seek to do that sets apart Teible from your competitors?
Well, first of all, I think for Teible, because we are the first original restaurant in Dubai that uses local ingredients here in UAE. We're using local farms. Well, I mean, we also use the MENA region, but our focus is 90% UAE. Imagine we found the salt, Abu Dhabi sea salt. There's a farming sea salt. And we're looking forward to invest more into do our own oils. And like olive oil, I mean like canola oil. And that's what sets apart Teible. Because Teible is so focused about not just the locality of ingredients, but also seasonality of these ingredients. Because we change menu almost every season.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like 4 times a week. 4 times a year, sorry. Pardon, 4 times
Don't
a
worry,
year.
4 times a year is plenty. And what type of food does Teible serve? Is it regional cuisine or are you international?
Well, I call my cuisine renegade cuisine.
Renegade.
Renegade. Love
renegade.
it.
Yeah,
Don't know what it is.
offbeat
Love
cuisine.
it.
I agree. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's everything. I mean, like I'm a third culture kid, and I grew up in here, and I studied in a different country, and my wife is she's a different nationality, and I have a different friends, and it's like everything that I take, and because for me, I'm a more storyteller person, and I try to say the stories through my food that I've tried. And like if you go to the table, you will see a small card on each dish, and it tells you the stories about it.
I remember seeing that, yes, on Instagram, oddly
Yes.
enough, yes.
Yes.
And taste and smell are two of the senses that are most powerful.
Yeah,
right?
true to that. Someone brings in nostalgia. I actually I was reading yesterday about some research for my new season. I was reading about this phenomenon called this guy, French guy, I forgot what's his name, but it's called In Lost in Time, a novel that he have seven volumes,
Yes.
and one of the volumes tells about the déjà vu. Like he was eating the small mandolins with coffee and tea, and he remembers something, and it brings him to the childhood, and that's really powerful.
The sense of déjà vu.
Yeah, sense
Yes.
of déjà vu. It's a very powerful force, I think.
Wow.
There's a brilliant film with Eva Green and Ewan McGregor. He plays a chef, and the whole world has a pandemic, and they start losing their senses. And obviously, as a chef, when
I never
people
watched
lose
that movie.
your sense of taste, it's a bit of a struggle. But then they start liking the texture of the food as well. So there's hope for us all.
There is.
The taste in your carrots.
Now, tell me, you were ex-group development chef at Three Phils, which is officially MENA's best restaurant. And before that, you've worked on other homegrown concepts in the UAE. But you've also worked in Paris and London. So can you compare Dubai's food scene now to those two cities? Or do you feel we still have quite a long way to go?
I think we're ready, 100%. I think we're ready because, after all, we are a melting pot of cultures. And we do have a lot of a good homegrown restaurants, and like Teible, for example. And we do have very good chefs like me and people who actually try to bring their own food and try to bring their heritage into the food. And the best thing about it is they integrate their heritage with UAE culture. That's the best thing about it. You can see it like through small things in the food, small details in the menu itself.
Carlos, an observation from my perspective. You're clearly projecting to us confidence in what you do, and you've got a journey, and I love that. I will go to a place specifically for the chef. One of the challenges in the UAE, and one of the challenges that all of the entrepreneurs listening to this show face, is recruiting, is getting the right people. My experience in F&B, brilliant food, brilliant ingredients, great chefs. It's a growing market. Sometimes there's a knowledge gap in terms of the people that are serving you. Beautiful locations, West Palm, all these amazing locations. But sometimes the knowledge of the people that are serving you, not so great. They're serving something uber expensive. They should know an awful lot about it. So how do you go about solving that and making sure that your staff do justice to your product?
Well, we do trainings. I'll be honestly, I think the most important for the service, for the staff, is to train. That's the most important thing, is to be trained well. And there is certain things, also chefs' is involvement of training the staff, explaining the food, explaining the ingredients, and just explaining the whole philosophy.
So do you do that training in-house? Is that you training, or do you bring in specialists?
We do it in-house. We do it in-house. Before launching any seasonal menu, we spend at least a week of training staff. That goes, we do tests, we do assignments, like homework. We give them a homework. Yeah, but that's what improves them, because after all, we don't really want them to be just the servers and waiters. In the future, we're growing them to be better, to be a future restaurant manager.
And George and I, we're so absolutely committed to our job that I feel we should come and test this.
Definitely.
So where should we come and test this?
Well, I mean, like in the Jamil Art Center.
That's where you're.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so you've just started this restaurant Teible at the Jamil Art Center. So you are an entrepreneur in your own efforts. I mean, what would you suggest are the considerations that most people overlook when starting a food business? Neil's spoken there of the challenges of finding decent staff. What are the other considerations, do you think?
I think poor research in customer loyalty. That's the most important. And not looking for the marketing strategies. No social media. I mean, like, social media presence is important. That's the one thing for me. And probably the third one is believing in your philosophy of your concept. That's the most important thing. Well, I mean, because nobody do the philosophy research or philosophy of the concept. They just wants to open something. They just want to do something, but they don't go deep inside.
I really like that, but I would add to it. It's you believe it. Clearly, you do, right? It's your baby. It's getting everyone in your company, hopefully your customers as well, but to start with, stakeholders in your business to understand it and believe in it as well, so they reflect your values.
Well, that's why we have. That's why we look for good people who is actually believe in this value. Because, like, for example, our owner, Peter, and he's really good guy, and he believes in the future of this country. He believes that we must do it. Like, we have last time a meeting, and he told me, he's like, can we do 100% seasonal menu? And I told him, maybe in the future, yes, but at this moment is only 90%.
Oh, so it's knowing your own limitations as well, and owning those, but seeing where you can progress.
And Carlos, what about, here's a sort of controversial one. What about image? You've got an amazing tat on your arm there, and I saw that Virgin recently announced that their staff could serve their customers on the planes exhibiting their tattoos.
Oh, their personal, their personal.
So image. Is image really important when you're recruiting? Is this something that you think about?
Oh, yeah, I think, I do. I'll be honest with you. I look at a person who is very passionate about it, who loves what he's doing. And he's not just saying same words over and over again, but who believes in himself and believes what he's doing. Because for me, for recruitment for us and the chefs, I don't know about the service much, but I'll tell you, in the kitchen, I want to taste his food. I want to taste who he is. I want to taste his originality. I don't want to taste same things. I want to taste something he makes different.
One quick final question. Do you get approached by people who want to start food businesses here? Because you've been in the region for ages. You've got a solid CV, a solid knowledge of the region and of creating recipes, creating menus. What do you advise people who want to set up here?
Just believe in yourself. Do long hours. Don't be afraid doing long hours. That's the most important thing. And also stay true to your philosophy as a restaurant, as a
partner
concept.
with deep pockets.
That is awesome.
That's another one.
Carlos, we've really enjoyed your honesty. Thank you very much indeed. We've been
welcome.
speaking to Carlos Frunze, executive chef of Teible, which is located in Jamil Arts Centre. He's got rather an exceptional pedigree because he's been ex-group development chef at Three Phils, which of course is officially MENA's best restaurant on the moment, although I'm sure Teible wants to beat that.